All right, guys. I don't have a lot of time, so I'm just gonna record this real quick. So just sit back, kick back, listen, and I want you guys' thoughts, and I want you to ride with me real quick. And I'm gonna cover a few things in this video. All right. Now, first of all, the reason I'm making this video is because I had an epiphany. You know, some strange things are going on right now in the NBA. You know. Let's first start off with last night. After I recorded that Miami Heat video, I started watching the Spurs and the Golden State Warriors. I watched up till almost to the half, and then I fell asleep. So I got up this morning. I didn't turn on Sports Center or anything. I just, went to my DVR and finished watching the game. And oh my gosh, man. Whew. Wow. Oh man, Stephen Curry. This guy is unbelievable, man. He is a unbelievable basketball player, and they say that stars are made in the regular season and superstars are made in the playoffs, and he's becoming a superstar now that Monte Ellis is not in the way, and he doesn't have to share the load with him. He is unstoppable off the dribble, man. There's nothing he's a scorer and a shooter, and that's rare in our league today. And for them to have this streak, this is one of the craziest streaks I've ever seen, man. The Golden State Warriors haven't won in San Antonio since I think Tim Duncan was either a rookie or when he was a senior year in college. It was around 96, 97. That's crazy. So I'm thinking this thing is over with. They were up by 18 points at one stretch of the game, and then they were up by like 16 with 4 minutes left. In San Antonio, man. Oh, and without Tim Duncan, came back and won that game. And, I've been really thinking. I picked the Spurs in 5 in this game, but this might change some things. Here's what I mean. Mark Jackson is a hell of a motivator. He is a very psychological, analytical guy. He can get into people's heads. And this might be the turning point that the Golden State Warriors say, you know what, we had this game in San Antonio, and now we can win the next 3 or 4 in a row. And they might mess around and do it, man. I don't know. These playoffs are crazy, man. And the epiphany that I'm talking about is with the Golden State Warriors, which are, underdogs, and the Chicago Bulls that are underdogs. Usually the best team wins in a 7-game series, because we always say in the regular season when a team beats a better team, they will say, oh, well, they can't do it in the playoffs. They can't beat them 4 out of 7. And I'm guilty of that. I say that too. But Chicago Bulls, man, and the Golden State Warriors, these guys are cut from a different cloth, man. And they don't care what we say, what ESPN says, what NBA TV, Sports Illustrated, any sports coverage, media, whatever. They're the ones that have to go out there and play. And I'm going to tell you right now, man, and this might be crazy for me to say this, but I would not be surprised if the Bulls beat the Heat and the Golden State Warriors beat the Spurs. That's not a big one as Bulls beating the Heat, for obvious reasons, because LeBron James, they're champs, and also the Heat are just winning so many games in a row, and also the Bulls basically missing 25% of the roster, And I'm talking about key guys now. I would not be surprised if the Heat lose this series, man. Are they going to lose? I don't know. I have no idea. And if I did know, I'm not going to tell you guys. The person I'd be telling is my bookie, and I'd be going to Las Vegas. I don't have a bookie, just to let you know. But, it's crazy. Now, let me backtrack, and let me talk about that Knicks game real quick. First of all, the Knicks got robbed. Carmelo Anthony, listen, I'm a component of this. I can't stand the NBA players of today for this reason. They complain way too much about fouls. I mean, the superstars do it. Some do it more than others, especially the white coward. But I get into him in another video, of course. I got to diss him. These guys, especially the superstars players, they don't commit a foul. They never, let them tell it now. They don't commit a foul, and every shot they miss, they get fouled. And, it's kind of like it's a hit or miss, because it's kind of like the league's fault, because we have, because of the new rules with not being able to touch people on the perimeter, and you know, calling more fouls than they used to in the 90s and stuff like that. We've spoiled these players. And now every time they miss a shot, they're looking at the referee. Carmelo Anthony, that man definitely had a gripe. He was getting hacked all over the place. I cannot believe some of the fouls that they weren't calling. Now, listen, the Pacers are probably the better team, in my opinion, and they probably would have won the game anyways. Maybe, I don't know. But a lot of those calls were iffy, man. So this is going to be a tough and tumble series with the Pacers and the Knicks. And I said that. I picked, the Pacers in 6. I'm going to stick with that. And then we got the Thunder and the Grizzlies. I think I picked the Grizzlies in 6 or 7. The Thunder played a hell of a game, man. But the Grizzlies, that could have went back and forth. And I think a lot of these games are going to be like that. Anybody could have won that game. And that was in Oklahoma. So, with Zebo and Marc Gasol and them boys, Mike Conley going against Kevin Durant and without Russell Westbrook, this is going to be a very tough series for the Thunder to win. And a lot of people probably won't give the Thunder credit or Kevin Durant credit if they beat the Memphis Grizzlies without Russell Westbrook, but I am, because this is a tough team and a tough matchup for the Thunder, especially without Russell Westbrook. This is tough. So, hey, we're going to see what happens over there. But I'm going to tell you right now, man, we're going through a historic time in the NBA right now. I mean, I remember back in, I believe it was 2002, there's just certain moments that just change the history of the NBA. I remember the Lakers, don't quote me on this, it was a while ago. I believe they were down, it was against the Sacramento Kings. I think it was 2002. When Robert Horry hit that three-pointer at the buzzer to beat the Sacramento Kings at home. And I believe the Lakers were down 3-1 or 3-2. And Kobe and Shaq had a shot at the basket. Kobe drove in. He missed. Shaq got the rebound, missed the layup. Vlade Divac tapped it, just tapped the ball away just to get the ball out of the way of the basket, to try to run out the clock, and he tipped it directly, a perfect bounce pass to Robert Horry, and he hit nothing but nylon. And they won the game at the buzzer. One of the best shots I've ever seen. If he doesn't make that shot, or if Vlade just taps the rebound out of bounds, the Lakers would have lost the series. And they wouldn't have three-peated and everything would have changed up. And those moments happen in the NBA. There's many more of those, but that was one of the most memorable ones that I know of. But I believe we're going to have one of these moments. I really do, because the way Stephen Curry's playing and the way these Bulls are playing, man, if the Bulls beat the Heat, oh man, especially with the half-truth over there, that boy is just going crazy. If you didn't watch this video, please do, because the entertainment value is unbelievable. This guy's screaming and hollering about LeBron, Scottie Pippen, James, this, that, the third. You know how he is. LeBron can go 12 for 13 and miss one shot, and he's going to go off on him and call him a scrub and all that stuff. So just listen to the video. It's funny. He disses me too throughout the video. But I'm telling you guys, this is a special NBA playoffs. And I remember saying this a couple of years ago. LeBron James' decision to go to whatever team he was going to go to when he was a free agent in 2010. I said, whatever team he's going to go to, this is going to change the NBA for the next 10 years. This is going to change the whole direction of our league today. And I believe something's going to happen in this playoff. I don't know what it is. I can just feel it in my bones that something is going to happen in these playoffs that's going to change the direction of not only this champion, but the champion to come in the future. And who knows, a player might go to this team or that team based off of what happened in these playoffs. I don't know. I'm just feeling it. I don't know what it is yet. If it hits me, I'll tell you guys. But I just want to make this quick video to let you guys know that, hey, the Bulls are here to play. The Golden State Warriors. If I had to rescind my pick and I had to put my money on it right now, I probably would put my money on Golden State, to be honest with you. But I'm going to stay with my pick. I already picked them 4-1, the Spurs. But right now, man, this could go either way, but it won't shock me. And I'm telling you right now, it's definitely going to be a shocker if the Heat do lose to the Bulls, but not that much of a shocker. For the simple fact of the Bulls have the intangibles. They have the heart, They have the desire and the determination that you cannot measure on a stat sheet. And I tell you guys that all the time. You know, there's guys out here that all they do is just get a piece of paper and read off the box score and make up stats and all this stuff. Listen, man, those stats are cool. Don't get me wrong. But like I said before about Joakim Noah and Dwight Howard, I would take Joakim Noah over Dwight Howard every day of the week and twice on Sundays because of his leadership. Dwight Howard's not a leader. Joakim Noah is. He leads by example. He's got the intangibles, which I'll get into in a minute. He's got the heart. He's got the desire. He got the determination. He plays so hard and so attentive. It almost looks like every possession that he's playing, it's the last possession of the game. You know how like there's like 5 seconds left and your team's down by 1 and you got to get that stop? That's how Joakim Noah plays on every single possession. And I have not seen that since the 04 Pistons against the Lakers. Joakim Noah was all over the place against the Heat last night. That man was guarding everybody. And if he was playing back in the 90s, they would have definitely had to call illegal defense on him because that dude was guarding everybody. You know, and that's why I would pick him. And also the intangibles. He dies on the floor for a loose ball. He's screaming and yelling, not just for no reason. That pumps his team up. You know, when he yells and screams and he's clapping and he's telling everybody, let's go, you know. You can't measure that on a stat sheet, man. And Dwight Howard, all the stuff that I said about Joakim Noah, he don't have none of that. Does Dwight Howard, is he a better rebounder? I don't know, maybe. Is he more talented? Of course he is. Is he a better center? Depends on who you ask. Is he a franchise player? I don't know. But I'm telling you right now, man, guys like Joakim Noah, Nate Robinson. You heard what Nate Robinson said last night. What did he say? A guy that got a lot of heart, but not a lot of hype. It's like he took the word. That's Dwight Howard. He's the exact opposite. No heart and all hype. And that's Nate Robinson. And I'll take Nate Robinson over Dwight Howard. I know you're gonna get on me about that. But I'm not talking about for build a franchise run. I'm talking about in a key game. In a must-win game, it depends on what the players are and stuff like that. If you gave me Nate Robinson, I wouldn't be mad over Dwight Howard because I know Dwight Howard, he can't handle it. He can't handle the pressure, and he don't have it, man. And it, like I said, is the intangibles, the heart of a champion, the desire, the will to win, all those things, man. I mean, man, the Bulls were so fun to watch last night. And then, the fake analyst, Bruce Blitz, the cartoonist. Wink, wink. He was going, I watched his video. He was going crazy. Oh, the Bulls, my Bulls, and all. Oh, that dude is a damn trip, boy. I want to see how he's going to spin this if the Bulls lose to the Heat. And then, of course, after they lose to the Heat, then he'll pick up back where he left off on praising LeBron and how great he is. But while the Bulls lose, he's got to put on his acting job and stuff like that. I think I need to be that guy's agent or something, or his manager, because he's a pretty good actor. But anyways, and the half-truth too, man. This guy is so... And I'm not saying he's an actor. He just tells the half-truth. You know, LeBron James basically carried the team in the second half. Dwayne Wade did absolutely nothing. He was sitting on the bench like 9 or 10 minutes of the fourth quarter, and he's supposed to be the leader, the franchise player, the clutch gene, and the go-to man for the Heat. Man, please. He shot a stupid three-pointer. Now, hey, LeBron, he missed the shot and he airballed. I'm not making an excuse. That was a bad shot and he should have either passed it or made the layup. That was a bad decision. But Dwayne Wade, man, I'm telling you this right now, folks. He doesn't have it anymore. And what I mean by he doesn't have it, not the same as like Dwight Howard. He's got the heart, the champion, and, the determination and the intangibles and stuff like that. What I mean by it, I mean by the superstar it. He doesn't have the LeBron James factor. He doesn't have the Dwayne Wade factor that he had in 2006. He's just not the same player. And his role has diminished. Honestly, he's a role player right now. He's a glorified role player. He scores when he needs to and stuff like that. But you can't depend on Dwayne Wade to carry you to the victory anymore. He'll give you 1 or 2 victories here and there, but you can't depend on him and say, okay, guys, ride on my back and win a championship in 2013. So next time the truth or the half-truths talks about that, tell that boy to look at a calendar and say, listen, man, it's not mid-2000. It's 2013. Let me know what you guys think about. I had to get that in. Let me know what you guys think about the playoffs, the Bulls, the Heat, Knicks, rivalry with the Pacers. What you think about the Grizzlies and the Thunder, all that stuff with the great Stephen Curry against the San Antonio Spurs. Leave your comments below, please, guys. Let me know. And if you think you have an idea what this epiphany might be, maybe I can read something. Let me know what you guys think. All right? I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.